This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 6. Coverage you can count on.
Right now in Altamont Springs, protesters are marching with Seminole County Sheriff's Office in support of Black Lives Matter. This is a look at the march. It just started a few minutes ago. Organizers from the East Altamont Community Association say it's a peaceful protest. We had a chance to speak with one of them ahead of today's march. One of the organizers told us this movement has been simmering in the community since the acquittal of George Zimmerman back in 2013.
This opportunity and seeing how the rest of the nation has come together and for most part peaceful protests, I think did give us another shot to say, let's be proactive. I've never seen anything like this since then, but I think it's always a good opportunity to protest social and civil injustices.
And the march started on Morse Street. It will move down to State Road 436 and end back on Morse Street. Well, protests continue around the country as well. In Rochester, New York, protesters were out again demanding justice for a man who died back in March after a struggle with police officers. The officers put a hood over his head, pinning his neck to the ground. He died at the hospital several days later. His death has been ruled a homicide. It'll be up to a grand jury if the officers will face charges. Meanwhile, in Louisville, Kentucky, two groups of protesters squared off following a march to honor Breonna Taylor.
People are angry, and they may not necessarily be angry at one another personally, but if you look at the big picture, they're angry at the direction that the city is heading, that this country is heading, and everybody's pointing the finger at each other, and that could be dangerous.
Well, Taylor died after Louisville police served a no-knock warrant on her home. Her boyfriend opened fire on the officers, who he says never announced themselves as police.